Hey guys, so I wanted to show you something, and one of the things I do in this lesson, and sadly I don't have video, I wish I did, is I do this really cool thing with the Doppler effect, and I explain it in the narrative. So basically what you do is you get an air horn, you get something that can make a sound that's pretty loud, and you just run by the kids, and they think it's like the most hilarious thing ever. But whenever I've done this previously as well, when I used to teach middle school, whenever I've had people coming up to me or former students come up and say, "Hey, like I remember you doing that running down the street thing with your horn." It's something that is really sticky for them. Like it's something they'll remember. You know what I mean? Years later, and which is good, I think. And this is something I think is like an incredible article. It's very short. It takes about 10 minutes to read, and this is from the Teeth brothers. They're authors. One I think works in California, and the other is a professor in North Carolina. And they write these books together on like really interesting topics. I'd recommend all their books. I've read them all. They're great. But they wrote Make It Stick, which is a book, and then they adapted this kind of mini article to teachers called Teaching That Sticks, and it has some really interesting anecdotes and stories. But basically, what it revolves around is great teaching is memorable, and there are the things that those things you remember from, like, oh, my sixth grade math class, my teacher did this, or my ninth grade history class, my teacher did this. And these are the six traits they point out: things that are simple, unexpected, concrete, credible, emotional, and story. So what they do is they give you a lot of anecdotes to work in for each of those categories, and they're all about teaching. They're all very interesting, and they're very inspiring in terms of like making you want to make things that are very sticky. But I think what's important in thinking about this, and what I try to do as well when I consciously think about how to make my lessons stickier, is to do this, make sure that they're quick, that they're easy, and that they really enhance learning. So for example, I do this on the Doppler effect, and really what I'm trying to do is get them to like remember this idea of redshifting. It's not necessarily a lesson on the Doppler effect. That's not something that the earth science course curriculum really cares about. So making sure it's just very focused on your actual curriculum and something that's relevant for your students. There are a lot of things, and there's a lot of ways to exercise your creativity to engage your students' long-term memories. That's really, really cool. So I'd encourage you to try something like this. Get your kids up and out of their seats, get moving, that sort of thing, because they'll remember it possibly forever.